Actually in front of us.
Well, hello and welcome everybody to our weekly introduction to LifeWave. I'm so grateful that you're here tonight. My name is Christy Chapman, and I'm a presidential director with this beautiful company called LifeWave. And I've been with LifeWave for a little over 3 years. And boy, I am so grateful that someone shared with me. So if you're a guest, please take the time to text or call and let the person that invited you know that you are grateful that they thought of you and maybe got out of their own comfort zone to share this with you, because what we have here is truly special, and you're going to see that tonight. And my hope and prayer for you is that you have an open mind, an open heart, and that you will really take in this information and you will go out and share this with the world. And so again, welcome and thank you so much for coming. So we're going to go over a short presentation, and then I have a few testimonies for you, and then we'll do a little Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions, whether you're a brand partner or a guest, please make sure to put your questions in the chat, and then we'll make sure that we get all your questions answered so that you can make an educated decision to join our community if you choose to, which I really hope that you do. So again, my name is Christy Chapman, and I started just because I hurt my foot 3.5 years ago, and boy, am I glad I did. I'm sure a lot of my brand partners are thankful that they needed this technology, because a lot of people come into this business, they use the technology, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I know my sister, my coworker, my neighbor, my brother, everybody needs these patches, young and old, and anywhere in between, whether it's for pain, inflammation, focus, brain fog, energy, sleep. Maybe you're going to have a surgery and you definitely want to be able to heal quicker. Or if you're like me, after my foot pain, I just continue to use it for prevention. And, along my journey, I've been 3.5 years in, since I started patching and activated my own stem cells. I got a bone spur. The patches helped. I hurt my knee. The patches helped. My wrist, again, they helped. And I also hurt my shoulder. So I'm a gym rat. So I tend to lift heavy weights, and I hurt myself in all those areas. And I'm telling you, I'm so grateful that I had X39 to be able to heal my body very quickly so I could continue to do my daily activities.
Making
If
progress
you
on your
are on
homework?
the line, I definitely need you to mute yourself, please. That would be great. Awesome. Thank you, guys. And so, so when I started, I loved it, and I was like, okay, I know people that need healing. I know people that might have chronic illnesses, but we're not going to, say we're curing anything. However, we can help with a lot of symptoms there. And then also age reversal. I've never heard of a company that has true age reversal, meaning every day that you wear the patch, you're aging a day backwards instead of forwards. So how about that? And just wait till you hear about technology that's coming up in the near future. So I started sharing organically, my team started growing, our community started growing. And then my son got in a horrible motorcycle accident. And I knew right there and then that this is why I'm with this company. It wasn't for my foot. It was because my son, Andrew, really needed this technology to save his life, to be honest. He was fully geared, but he was thrown 50 feet, and the helmet damaged his artery, which caused several strokes, traumatic brain injury, and a brain bleed, and a lot of broken bones everywhere. He also got COVID going in, and MRSA and pneumonia. So to say my son was in really bad shape when we got that phone call when we were out of town is an understatement. And they didn't know if he was going to live. But we put the patches on him because the doctor said yes. And I'm so grateful that she did. And the reason why she said yes is because she knew about this technology 2 years prior, because someone had enough courage to share with Andrew's doctor to save her own daughter's life at the time. And so this is why I'm so passionate about sharing this with people. And this is why I'm asking you to please don't keep this technology a secret, because you never know what that ripple effect can cause in somebody else's life or in your life. So once Andrew was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. Once we realized that Andrew was going to be with us, we didn't know when he woke up if he was going to have brain damage because we couldn't get a CT scan or an MRI done. And we found out he had long-term and short-term memory shortly after he woke up. And they told us that Andrew would take about a year or two for him to get back to his new normal. Well, this is a picture 6 months later. Andrew had to learn how to walk again. And so many miracles happened during this journey, but we're eternally grateful for it. And I remember a year and a half in, the doctor said, Andrew, I've never seen anybody live through what you've been through, let alone thrive as well as you're doing. Do you think it's your mom's patches? And Andrew said, yes, but we know that God first, right? God gives us tools to help heal the body. And that's exactly what this little tiny patch, we call this the miracle patch. And it is healing people across the globe. We're in over 82 countries. And the miracles that are happening from this technology will bring you to tears. So again, thank you so much for being here. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our presentation. We'll talk about the science, a little bit about how it works. There is a business opportunity for those of you that are business minded or you have a heart and you want to share with people. You can get compensated both big and small. And we're going to also talk about the man that created this beautiful technology. I heard someone say on a live today that David is a righteous man, and he sure is. He's such a godly man, and he has the heart of gold, and all he wants to do is bring world peace and help people heal. And he's doing just that. So, and I like to tell people he's the kind of person that sees problems in the world and he figures out how to solve them. And you're going to see why in a little bit. But he's the founder, he's the scientist, and he's the CEO of this beautiful company called LifeWave. Now, when this technology came about, David wasn't looking to start a network marketing company. It kind of just happened organically, I should say. But he was contracted really with the elite Navy SEALs way before 2004. And he was contracted with them to create a technology. Didn't know it was going to be a patch, but to create some kind of technology that would provide energy for the Navy SEALs without stimulants. And that's when our very first patch came out. It is called energy enhancers. We still have it to this day. A lot of people love this energy patch. It helps burn fat for fuel, which is great. You can burn 300 calories a day and you have energy without stimulants. So it works so well with the Navy SEALs, but then 9/11 happened and David lost the contract. And so David, through networking, got a hold of the coach from the Olympic swim team at the time. And they started using the energy patches to help them with their performance. And wouldn't you know, all of them broke their own personal best record to the point where they had to get drug tested to see if they were cheating. Well, nothing enters into the bloodstream. So that's why Andrew could use it in the hospital, and the doctors knew that. And so they all passed their test. And then people went on to win gold medals, like Michael Phelps. He won lots of gold medals at the time, and he was wearing energy enhancers, which is so exciting. And then fast forward, this amazing technology that's causing all the miracles is X39. X39 is our stem cell activation patch. We're going to talk mainly about X39. We have 11 different patches total. X39 is the one that we always start with, the stem cell activation patch. And now, that was in 2019, now we're the fastest growing company in our industry. And we have been for the last 4 years, which is so exciting. And David has been awarded the Bravo Growth Award, which is a prestigious award in our industry for his integrity, for the growth, for his leadership, and what we're doing for humanity across the globe. 5 years in a row, he's been awarded that. So it's such an honor and privilege to be with a company that, sorry, something just popped up on my computer.
Christy, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Look how nice she is. It looks, even though
Frozen.
she's frozen.
Even frozen, she's beautiful.
I usually catch it like this. You might have to jump off and jump out or something.
I spoke with her today and she kept losing signal on the
Uh-oh.
phone.
That's probably it.
Oh, she said, tell you guys to hold on. She'll be right back.
Okay.
So many of us have been patching for a long time and we love it. And I know I won't go a day without at least my dynamic duo on. So Christy's going to be talking about that later. So give you something to look forward to and be excited about. So, but if you do have questions, just post them in the chat and Christy will answer them at the end of this program.
Christy said go ahead and have somebody share their story. So Debbie, do you want to go ahead and share yours?
Sure, I can go ahead and do that.
Perfect.
So I know Christy had wanted me to mention Bill. Bill's my uncle, and he had come over to a family event almost a year ago. He's been on them for 11 months, and he has PTSD, and was really well. Our family, some of you will know, are not exactly the quietest. And so when we laugh and have fun and we were playing cards, and obviously that loudness, I think, was bothering him. And so we offered, actually Barbie, who just popped on, she offered to patch him. And she actually put an X39 and an Eon on him. And he was saying at our event that we had this past weekend that within it wasn't very long, like 15 minutes, he had like a piece about him, and like the pain went from like a 9 to like a 4. So he actually was almost in tears. He was talking about how much it's helped him. He's 75, I think, or something like that. So he he was telling how he had jumped a puddle. You know, he had some rain recently, and he's been feeling so good that he decided he was going to jump over the puddle so he didn't get his shoes wet. Well, he took a tumble and he fell. But he said, I popped right back up and I wasn't hurt at all. And he said, if it would have been a year ago, I would have been totally jacked up, is what he said. So maybe not exactly, but you know, he said he would have been hurting. And so he just was so thankful for the patches. He's now, he has one eye that he had surgery on and had like had an accident and it messed up his eye. So it was he was basically blind out of that eye. And so he has since been using the glutathione here, and he's starting to see light in that eye. So he's really, really excited. So he's just having some really fantastic results, and he's really excited about the patches, and then sharing it with his singles group in the community he's in. So that's pretty cool. But that's what I wanted to share about Bill. So he's just been really doing fabulous in his health. He's stronger. He looks stronger. He doesn't, you know, he had wobbliness, you know, at that age, but he is doing really good. So it's pretty exciting.
How long did you say it took him to go, the pain loss, from what?
Well, that was within well, he noticed like within a half an hour the pain went from, you know, like a 9 to a 4. But he said like in 4 hours he had sorry, I was reading the text. So but within like 4 hours, he didn't have the pain and the stress he had really minimized. So all in all, I mean, for somebody with PTSD, just having that relief, is amazing. And I think somebody had popped in there about his eye. He's been using it for a year, X39 and glutathione for probably no, Eon for 6 months, and he just switched to the Eon. So he's been like a half year on the Eon for inflammation, and then he switched to glutathione for that antioxidants for his eyes and stuff. So he is definitely, something's happened. He can't say, obviously he still can't see, but there is something going on. He said that he could see shadows now, and he couldn't see anything. So, it takes time, and that consistency and time. That's the only thing I can say about that. So I don't know. I think it was Sarah that put on there, about the eye. So we've had other people was it Veronica that had a hole in her eye, Veronica. So she actually had a hole in her eye, and then I don't know how long she was on the patches, but that it healed. And she had it since she was a baby. So you never know. I mean, I would definitely give the patches a try, because they've been doing some miraculous things from people that, we know in our family and our friends. So who else do we want to have share while we wait on Christy?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. She's having troubles getting on, but she says she's coming. I'll just go ahead and share a little bit about mine. My list just keeps getting longer and longer. I've been patching for 3 months, or not 3 months, 3 years, 3 years last month. And it has helped stuff like my restless legs, my migraines, my back pain, my energy to work out, sleeping better. My eyebrows were gray and now they're dark. So that has a lot to do with the age reversal, which is amazing. So it's not just for the outside age reversing, it's for the inside too. But I talk to so many people and they say, well, I feel fine. I don't need the patches. I feel fine. And I thought the same thing until I wasn't. And back in October, I got really sick. And I know for a fact that patching has helped me from even getting worse. I'm so thankful for the patches. And I also know that just recovering from the surgery I had to have, I've had other surgeries before, but this surgery was like nothing. And I know the patches had a lot to do with it. And they even told me when I was waking up from my, what is it, anesthesia, however you say that, I woke right up. Because usually with my surgeries, I'm so groggy and they take me, it takes forever to wake up. And they said they couldn't believe how I just popped up. I was fine. I was ready to go. So yeah, even if you think you feel good, everybody needs to be patching. I thank God that I was patching when I got sick, and I won't go a day without it. So glad you're back, Christy.
Thank you so much for sharing, Debbie. You guys are amazing. I have no idea what happened. That's the enemy. That means big things are happening here. Trying to block the blessings, but we're not going to let them conquer. So what did I miss? Who else shared?
Debbie shared as well.
Okay, wonderful. And then we have one more. Marisha, would you like to share with us? Please share your mom and dad's story. About 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Some of you know that I have parents in the 90s, and during COVID, my father had a stroke, and he didn't want to die in a hospital and refused treatment. So he was paralyzed on one side completely. He could not speak either. So the recovery was long. He had physical therapy later on, and that was it. When I saw him, when I was allowed to go in travel, I saw him, and it was sad, but I was happy that he was alive. My mom had the second COVID when she was almost 97, and she was very weak, but still was walking upstairs. She has unmovable left arm, which is a result of the war. When she was a child, she had injuries, and somehow, right on the top, she'd misstepped or something happened, and she just went down head first. So her injuries were very bad. She had brain injuries. She had, of course, after that, brain swelling, broken collarbones, and more. And doctors indicated that this is it. They will not intervene because she's too old. She was too old. So we knew already about the patches. I was on the patches for my heart and for more. And we started patching them. And so this is what happened. My mom recovered. My mom speaks. My mom was able to heal the bones. My mom, she could walk, but of course now she has assistants. There's always someone there helping them. And it was just like a miracle. No one even can notice besides the family that she had such injuries. So it was when she was 2.5 years ago. And now my mom and my dad, all of a sudden my dad decided they don't need any patches. He doesn't know what it is. I don't know who he talked to. So it's been a month they are without patches. And my mom is more sedentary. She either goes and sit at the chair or goes and lays down. But so far, not more changes. So we're really happy. My mom soon will be 99. My dad will be 95. And by the way, my father's motor skills are so much better after the patches, and his speech improved. I could understand him, but before I could not. So huge improvements. There are more improvements, but we're just hoping that they will go back on the patches because it's winter time. They do go outside and it affect them, of course. But so
Absolutely.
far, not bad. We're kind of worried, but it's all good.
Good, good. That's amazing. And I love what you said about your parents. I think everybody's parents should be patching, right? Because we all want them to live a long, healthy life. We don't want to see them going into a nursing home or, extended care or needing help. Also, I love what Debbie said about you never know when you're going to need the patches, right? And, same with me, like I got injuries and I'm so glad that I had the technology to be able to heal my body. So it's such a great tool. And we hear doctors saying all the time that it's the best tool that they have in their toolbox to help their patients with age reversal and healing. And so I love when we have doctors that are sharing. So thank you guys for being flexible with me. That was fun. And so let's continue our journey here. I'm going to grab my slides again. And you know what? I have my Eon patch. That's our peace patch. And, I didn't even panic, which is really unusual for me. But okay, so here's where we left off. We are the fastest growing company in the industry, actually, not just in the United States. And David's goal is to help 1 billion homes. But now we have this technology that's coming out as of this year and beyond that is going to be, we're going to help multiple billions of homes. And some of us on this Zoom got an opportunity to go to our home office, our global headquarters, which we're calling it the Welcome Center, which is a Star Trek experience. And we got to see the future of what LifeWave is going to be all about. And I know that LifeWave is going to be big in the future. But after being in Utah, first of all, it's beautiful there and it snowed, which was so fun. But this is so much bigger than I thought. And I thought this was big, but it's so much bigger than I thought. So I got home and I was just so excited. I'm just sharing with as many people as I can. So LifeWave up until this year has been known as a brand and a technology is what it's really going to be known for, though. We've been mainly known as a patch company. But this year we're launching supplement, AM and PM supplement made with light. Have you ever heard of a supplement made with light, which is going to help activate more of our stem cells? So this tiny little miracle patch is activating 1/3 of your stem cells. Our AM and PM drink supplement is going to activate even more. And then we have this age reversal healing water that's coming out. So if you're a guest here tonight or a brand partner and you haven't seen it yet, please reach out to the person that invited you and ask to see the webinar that David did on the water. It is truly incredible what this water is going to do, and for healing and age reversal. And I read that this is not just for physical healing, it's for mental healing, it's for emotional healing and spiritual healing. So think of who could benefit from this, and you drink 1 glass of water a day. Truly remarkable. So LifeWave is innovative, it's unique, definitely, and it's cutting edge. You're never going to see any of this technology anywhere else. You're never going to see a non-transdermal patch that's going to activate your own stem cells. We have the patents on it and the proof and the science. Now, a lot of people ask, well, how does this work? If there's nothing that enters in the bloodstream, well, then how do these patches work? Well, inside this patch, there's little tiny crystals. They're nanocrystals, so they're small to the naked eye. And each patch has a different frequency, and it's going to activate your own body's healing intelligence. So remember, I told you this is a tool, and your body knows how to heal itself when you give it the proper tools. So David has a gift to invent things that are going to help with longevity and healing, and this is one of them. So we're going to put this on our skin for 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and it's going to stimulate the skin with low levels of light and heat from our body. It's infrared light and heat. So when you put on night vision goggles, you'll see lots of light coming from your body, about 3 to 6 inches. So that is what we're using. It's going to reflect in and out of the patch, stimulating the skin, kind of like when you go out in the sun and you get vitamin D, because the sun is stimulating the skin, helps you produce vitamin D. And then it's going to tell your brain to wake up and wake up all those dormant stem cells that went to bed when you were in your 20s. Now, can 20-year-olds wear this patch? Absolutely. My kids wear the patch. They're 21 and 23. So you can definitely wear the patch even if you still have those stem cells going. But it's going to help you activate those dormant stem cells that went to sleep. And one thing that I've learned is the less stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So if we can slow down that process and even reverse the stem cells in our body and create more active ones, you're going to have a much better life. You're going to live long, you're going to live healthy, and you're going to live young, which is so exciting. Now, it's scientifically known as photobiomodulation. So what that means is that we're using light and heat from our own body to create change. And whatever that change in healing looks like for you is going to be different than it is for me. So it works like acupuncture too. So we call this like acupuncture to go. So you're going to put this little tiny miracle patch on acupuncture points. That's where our clinical trials were. Back of the neck or below the belly button for X39 stem cell patch. And if you have pain though, you can feel free to put it right on the point of pain. And that's exactly what I did with my foot. Now, just know if you put it on, like say my foot, for example, it's still going to work on my brain. It's still going to work on my heart. It's still going to work on the inflammation that I had in my blood, because I did have inflammation in my blood before I started the patches. It's going to work on my gums. I had unhealthy gums before the patches. And guess what? It's going to work on your eyes. I needed glasses, but I no longer need glasses anymore, which is so exciting. Again, I've been on them for 3.5 years. Now we have clinical trials. We have well over 100 clinical trials now. These are third-party double-blind clinical trials. If you're the science person, we have the science for you. You can go to frequencypatchesinfo.com. And Martha, if you could type that in the chat, that would be great. Frequencypatchesinfo.com. You can see all the science. I would guide you to watch the 2 short videos. One is on X39. One's going to share what phototherapy is, and they're going to do a better job than I can. And then you can do the science. You can look at the patents. You can look at the clinical trials. And this says we have 130 patents. We just found out in Utah that David just got his 200th patent. That is incredible. I don't know anybody that has 200 patents. So that just shows that our our technology works. And it just proves that, you know, we're definitely on to something, right? And we are following the right leader. And then there's no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants in the patches whatsoever. They're very safe for young all the way up to, you know, we have people that are in their 90s and 100s wearing the patches. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say for that. So what are stem cells? Stem cells are neutral cells. They're universal cells. So every cell in the body starts as a stem cell. I had no idea when I started. When I heard stem cells, I'm thinking injections. That's the only thing I knew, because my mom needed a knee replacement. And they said, why don't you try stem cell injections? Well, they're expensive. They're somebody else's stem cells. Insurance doesn't cover them. And they don't always work. And a lot of times people can get infections because we're putting something foreign into our body. And whenever we do that, there's a risk for infection. And so my mom opted out to that. And I surely wish we had the patches before she went to have surgery. But every cell in your body starts as a stem cell. When we're born, we have 100% stem cells. And that's when, you know, your skin, your heart, your brain, your eyes, all that is formed into a stem cell. And stem cells can be any kind of cell that the body needs. And this little miracle patch is going to provide the signal for healing. So when you put this patch on your body, think of it as it's going to scan your body and it's going to go to where your body needs it most. Again, our bodies are so intelligent. We give it the proper tools, it's going to heal, but it's going to go where we need it first. So be patient, give yourself and give this technology the respect it deserves, and give it time. We'd say give it a month for every decade that you are. So I'm 54. Definitely give it a good 5 to 6 months to do what the patches need to do to heal your body. Because if you have knee pain, it might be working on your organs first because you've been popping Advil for the last 20 or 30 years and your kidney and liver are shot. But we don't always feel our kidney and liver or the inflammation in your blood healing. And so just give it time. It will go to where you want it to go originally. So that's the knee pain, right? It's going to help with that. So just be confident and know that. I don't know if you knew this, but when you're 25, our stem cells start declining. When we're 35, we have half our stem cells left. And then when we're 60, we have less than 10% of our stem cells left. So again, the less stem cells we have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. That's why as you get older, it's hard for your body to repair itself. If you get injured or have surgery or burn yourself, it's very hard to heal as you age because you have no stem cells that are actively working to repair the tissue. X39 is the world's first and only stem cell therapy that activates your own stem cells when you're wearing it for 12 hours. And then it's going to regenerate your stem cells to a younger state at night when you're resting. So it's very important, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I always tell people, put it by your toothbrush. Put it on when you brush your teeth, take it off when you brush your teeth. And it's the simplest health and wellness product that you can use. And I believe it's the most effective health and wellness product that you can use on the market. And again, this is just the beginning. When we have the supplement and the water, the three of those combined, we're going to activate 100% of our stem cells to a younger state. And what are we activating in the body anyways? It's called GHKCU, copper peptide. So write that down. If you do nothing else, go to Google GHKCU. It's the Holy Mother Grail of age reversal. And you'll see all the things that activating your own GHKCU can do. It's incredible. You can even Google like GHKCU and pain, GHKCU and inflammation, GHKCU and energy. You can Google that and you'll see all kinds of things pop up. And that's the copper peptide that is getting woke up in our body to heal itself. It's affordable, it's ethical. We're not using anybody else's stem cells, and it requires no injections, which is super exciting. Now, these are just some of the blanketed benefits. We have a whole lot more than this, but these are the most popular. Inflammation and pain. Did you know that 2 out of 3 people have pain, whether it's acute pain or chronic pain? 2 out of 3, and we can help with that. We have a solution. Wound healing, skin remodeling. I'm going to urge you I'm going to encourage you to take pictures because your old and new scars will improve, which is so exciting. Wrinkles too, hair growth, so much more. Take the pictures because they don't lie. Energy and vitality at the cellular level. This is not a jittery caffeine energy. I don't need to drink caffeine anymore. I just don't need it. And so that's exciting. And I can't take a nap if I wanted to. Restorative sleep. You're going to get that deep REM sleep. And you're going to wake up in the morning, feet hit the ground, and you're up and going. Like there's no, getting groggy in the morning. You're going to have good REM sleep. Dreams, they're like movies every single night. It's so fun. Sports performance, and just if you're a gym rat, or even if, pickleball, swimming, whatever you like to do to keep active, you're going to have endurance while you do it. You're going to recover much quicker, and you're going to get muscle growth like you did in your 20s. How about that? That's so exciting. Cognitive and brain function and brain fog. We all know that there's a huge epidemic with that, and we can help with that. Not saying we're curing anything, but the symptoms of that, the cognitive and brain function, we can help with that. Improves vascular health and reduces blood pressure. We've helped a lot of people in that area, and just know that we have clinical trials for the brain and the heart that we've seen improvement through studies within 7 days. That is huge. Provides age reversal of more than 4,000 of your gene expressions to a younger state. Remember earlier I said, you wear the patch every day, you're aging a day backwards. So this is 1/3 of your gene expressions to a younger state. Now, I said with the water and the supplement, we're going to get close to 100, if not 100 of our gene expressions to a younger state. So that is truly, truly exciting. We can definitely live long and live well here. Surgery. So these are some pictures that are truly remarkable. Shoulder surgery, 2 weeks later, look at the healing, unbelievable. Doctors were amazed. The middle one, this was a car accident. This wound was all the way through the hand, and they were going to amputate the hand. But the parents said, please sew my son up. We're going to put patches on him. And 63 days later, no pain medicine. That is amazing. And he has full function in his hand right now, and he's right-handed. Knee surgery. This is an older gentleman. The older you are, the longer it takes to heal. 5 weeks. If you know anything about knee replacement, it's one of the most painful things you can go through. But 5 weeks, full function in his knee, scars diminishing. Probably looks really good now, and no pain medicine too. There, that's my friend's husband's knee. This one here, snowboarding, 22 years old. He does have stem cells already, but the parents put patch on because he was going to have an interview within this time, and they didn't want him to go in with his face all, scratched up. And 5 days later, he has just a little tiny scratch above his lip, which is amazing. And this is an older gentleman, fell and hit his face. He lost the countertop one. And so he put a lot of patches on his face. You can do that. And the bruises, the scrapes, the stitches, they're all gone after 7 weeks. And even his wrinkles are gone. And look at the inflammation in his jawline. It's completely gone. He looks like a completely different person, like his younger brother. Now, when we start to see scars getting better, hair turning different colors, wrinkles going away, that means all is well on the inside. And this is a beautiful lady 1 year after wearing X39. And look at the difference. She looks like it's her younger sister. This is the first lady that actually got to wear the patches, and she was sick in 93 on the left. Now she's healthy. Well, 5 years later, healthy and vibrant, and she's 97 in this picture. And I always tell people, look at the eyes. I mean, the wrinkles definitely gone backwards, but look at her eyes. The eyes tell the story. She looks beautiful and she feels good. So let's just review here. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Be consistent. Give it time, okay? A month for every decade that you are. We do know with our clinical studies that you're activating your stem cells within 24 hours. So they're starting to work. Your body's starting to heal. We don't always feel our stem cells activated though, guys. So just be patient. You're also 70% will feel something in 30 days. The other 30%, give it a month for every decade that you are. mean, a good 6 months is a good gauging point. Drink lots of water, good water with good electrolytes. Electrolytes are so important for the body. And we talked about the clinical trials, back of the neck, below the belly button, or put it on the point of pain, okay? Now, we already did that. So thank you, ladies, for sharing your story. I appreciate you guys so much and your flexibility. And so here's just a few things to consider. The future of wellness is energy, light therapy, and frequency. You're going to hear a lot about that. I think after COVID, a lot of people, especially in the United States, we're now looking for a natural way to heal the body instead of just popping pills like we're used to. The average person is on 6 prescriptions a day, and 70% of pharmaceuticals are consumed by Americans. And so light therapy, frequency healing, the stem cell patch, the water, the supplement, it's going to be the way of the future. You're going to see a whole lot more about that. And stem cells will be the next $1 trillion industry. We're going to see people, and well, we're going to see hospitals using stem cell treatment to help cure their patients for different chronic illnesses. And I believe that with what LifeWave is doing, that we will be the leading company in this area because of David Schmidt and his brilliance to create a patch, a supplement, and a water that is going to activate all those dormant stem cells. So if you're the kind of person that has been praying for additional income or wondering how you're going to pay some bills, you know, the cost of everything is going up. Having a side income stream might be the answer to your prayers. Actually, I know it's the answer to your prayers. And all you have to do is wear the patch, get your story, and share it with people that you care about or people that you meet along your journey. I tell you, it's the funnest thing that I've ever done and the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. And I'm so grateful that somebody shared it with me. And so, if you have, you want health freedom, you want financial freedom or time freedom, we definitely have that here for you. We have a CEO that has an incredible heart. We have a technology that is like no other, and nobody can copy what we're doing. We're a 20-year-old company that is just now starting to get momentum. When I started, we were a $90 million company. At the end of this year, we are going to be a $1 billion company. And all David cares about, though, is the lives that are being impacted. So I've been in the industry for almost 19 years, and I feel like this company is like a movement. I feel like I truly found my mission and my purpose, and I would love for you to join us and help better humanity and help you and your loved ones heal. So here's how you're going to get started. If you are interested in earning an income, we have a couple packages for you. So we call this the good, better, best package, right? So the more you buy, the more you're going to save, but you can always upgrade to different packages. So if you're interested in earning an income, you see what this company's about, you see the technology, and you're like me, and you're like, oh my gosh, I know people that need healing and age reversal. We can help you earn an additional stream of income, whether that's small or large. And advanced pack is for you. So that's going to be 6 months worth of X39, 6 months of X39. If you're just, you know, a business builder, you want to help a lot of people, you're going to give the patches to a lot of people to sample out to your loved ones, sell them, brick and mortar. Maybe you're going to sell some patches, premiums, the definite way to go. That's 20 X39s. And then you'll be active for 3 months for commissions. But if you just want to try the patches, you want to see what they do for you, you want to collect a story, the core pack is for you. That's 3 months of X39. You can see the savings here as you go. And but the most important thing, whatever pack you come into, pick one that is good for your budget. And we will work with you at whatever level it is. If you just want to experience the patches or you want to share with other people, we have a beautiful team, a beautiful community, and we'll be there for you every step of the way. And remember, my mission is just to make sure that everybody knows about this technology. So I appreciate you being here tonight. And with that, I'm going to open it up for any questions that people might have. And thank you again for being flexible tonight. Do we have any questions in the chat?
We had one wondering about when the supplements are coming out.
Okay, so the AM supplement is coming out next month. The PM supplement, I'm not sure yet. So, and this is going to be a product where it's going to, for me anyways, transfer spending, meaning I'm getting rid of a whole bunch of supplements and I'm taking one drink in the morning, one drink at night. So I'm going to save money with you know, all the supplements that I've been taking. So that's all I have right now for that. Any other questions?
That's all that came in the chat. People can
Okay, let me
unmute.
stop sharing and see if, does anybody else have any questions I could support you with? No? Well, thank you ladies for sharing your testimony. Thank you, Debbie and Martha, for being my co-host and saving the day. And we're here every single Monday. We will have this on replay, bloopers and all. And then just know that I would love, love, love for you to invite people to come join us next week if you enjoyed what you see. If you're in Arizona, we have a couple live events here in Arizona that are happening. And so I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your time. And feel free to reach out to me anytime if you need anything. But thanks again. Bye for now. God bless you guys.
Did you turn the recording off?
I am doing